Welcome. My name is Al Rodenburg. This is a new series of video podcasts introducing entrepreneurs and business owners from all over the world. Today, I will be visiting with Desiree Blache. Did I
Yes,
pronounce that correctly?
that's correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got that right. Um, Desiree was meant to travel since she was born on a plane going from Amsterdam back to the U.S., and because of that, she has dual citizenship as both a Dutch and a U.S. citizen, which is kind of interesting to me because I was actually born in Holland, and
How are you?
and I became a citizen here in the U.S. when I turned 18. But that's another story. We're here to interview you. So let's see what else. She grew up in Houston and went to Memorial High School while attending college at the University of Texas. In the late 70s to early 80s, Desiree went to work for a travel agency to earn extra college money and begin her career in the industry where she obtained her certified travel agent accreditation and also decided to get an associate's degree in travel and tourism while working on her Bachelor of Science in nursing. Wow, you've been busy.
I have
Uh,
been busy.
that's great. After several years in the medical field as a paramedic and a life flight nurse, she decided to return to her love of the travel industry and went to work with or for Continental Airlines and had several different positions with them, starting with reservations, gate agent, and then to flight attendant. Although this gave her the opportunity to travel the world, it did not leave much time for family. So she decided that her love of helping others with planning a vacation that was in her heart. In 2002, she opened her own travel agency called Worldwide Vacation Planners. Wow, that's a lot. You've been
Uh,
very, very busy. So this must be a very busy time for you now that the world's opened up after COVID, huh?
oh, it's been great because, of course, COVID shut everything down
Hmm.
for several years. So, yes, people are ready to get out there and start traveling again, and
Yeah.
which has the passport office backed up for several months. So, if you need to get a passport, it's time to do it now because you won't receive it for at least probably 3 months at the probably maximum, but they do have some companies also that will expedite your passport for you, but they do charge a pretty hefty price.
Yeah, I've heard about that. So I've got a question. How would your family and friends describe you? We want
Okay.
to get to know you a little bit better.
I think they would describe me as somebody that is very outgoing and social.
Hmm. And I think in your intro, it said you grew up here in the Houston area. Is that
I
correct?
did. I did.
All right, great. Um, so when you grew up in Houston, I mean, you've probably seen a tremendous amount of change in the area over the time you've been out here, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, where I grew up back then, there was like a two lane road was Katy Freeway, and we were kind of out in the country, and it was safe to take the bus into downtown, and
Oh my
just
gosh.
a lot of
Wow.
different things. And it just to go over there now and just to watch it grow and grow and grow, I'm like, it's it's really, I mean, it's great for the economy, but I would like to have seen it kind of stay.
Yeah,
Like,
little bit more personal.
yes.
So when you were a child, did you think that you would be doing the things that you're doing right now?
No, even though I love to travel, I figured that I'd be an actress or something that had
Ah,
to do with show business. A
oh, wow.
doctor, a
There you
doctor.
go. Who's your favorite actress?
Oh my goodness. That's a kind of a tough one. I like Julia Roberts.
Hmm.
She
Yeah.
she does a lot of good movies. Of course, Matthew McConaughey, he's cute.
That's true. That's
Pretty
true.
much anything that Julia Roberts or Denzel Washington is in, I'll watch.
Awesome. So, what's your passion? What are you really passionate about in your life? I mean, obviously the travel business because you've been doing that for quite a while.
Um, I I would say other than work related or the family, I'm passionate about people being bullied.
Hmm.
Um, I'm passionate about racism, anything that has to do. with people just not acting right towards another.
That's a big issue today, isn't it?
It
As
is.
we see politics and just the headlines that we see every day. When you first got into business, I mean, what do you wish you'd know or wish you had known at the time that you know now about your travel business?
Well, I don't know if it's so much that has to do with the business itself. I mean, you could always learn more. I'm always
Mhm.
taking webinars, taking courses, going to training, visiting new resorts. But I think that probably the one thing I wish I would have known that I'm still trying to get is social media and being tech savvy. When I grew up, I won't say my age, but there was no computers out. There weren't any computers. So yeah, I'm pretty much self-taught myself. So I wish I would have been able to navigate a lot of the technical issues.
Well, you and a lot of other people, trust me, you're not alone in that. There's a lot of us out there that are wish we knew more. And what do you think the skill that has helped you to become successful? What are some of the key skills do you feel that you have that has helped you?
Well, with working with Continental, I knew my airport codes already. I'd
Mhm.
already had certification. I had a lot of training. I had being a flight attendant gave me the opportunity to visit different places and experience a lot of the things that I am now selling.
Hmm.
So that gave me a big leg up on putting an itinerary together for somebody.
So you go on what's it called? A fam trip, I think, wasn't
They're
called that.
called FAMs, and no, they are not free. We do not. That is one of the biggest myths that everybody thinks a travel agent gets to do is travel for free.
Did they
No, we
used to
do
be
not get to
free?
travel for free. A lot of our FAMs is staying at the resort, and the food and the drinks, yes, those are most of the time complimentary. But we have to tour several different properties. We have to pay for our airfare, and
Mm.
it's a learning experience. We have some fun. They do plan some fun things for us. They'll have, for instance, I did one in Jamaica a couple years ago, and we had a booze cruise snorkel fun time doing that. But we also toured like 6 or 7 different properties a day, and it
Oh
was
my gosh! Wow.
yes, in the heat of the summer, and we were sweating.
So I mean, it sounds like you do a lot of learning about the business and about the places that you recommend to folks. What would you say differentiates you from, say, some of the people like I've met people that say, "Hey, I'm in the travel business. I started my business 2 months ago."
Well, I would say, first of all, ask them if they're certified.
And what does that mean, certified?
It means that you go and you get licensed.
Hmm.
The state of
Okay.
Texas, some states, I believe California, they have all the travel agents be licensed. The state of Texas does not. So anybody could just go and say, I'm going to open up a travel agency. And
Wow.
they don't really have any clue what they're doing. They're not insured. I'm insured, bonded, insured. I have my errors and emissions insurance. I have,
Oh, that's great.
yeah. So,
For anybody that doesn't know, E&O, error and emissions insurance, very essential when you're in business because if you make a mistake, I mean, I'm not saying that you did. I'm just saying, but it's nice to know that that's there to protect your clients.
right. I mean, I'm typing all day long. I can misspell somebody's name, and I always
Hmm.
have them, always, always, always. I'll type it in, I'll send them their itinerary, and the first thing I do is say, look at your name and make sure I spelt it right because things happen. And I usually have at least 24 hours to change it without a fee, a penalty. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, there's a lot of things that I mean, error does happen.
I think that's true of any business. What's a common myth about your type of business, do you think?
That we travel for free.
Okay. All
That's
right.
the biggest myth that there is. And that we charge extra. I would tell you if you get a travel agent and they want to charge an upfront fee, I would say walk away because
Hmm.
we get paid by our vendors after you book it and after you travel. And there is no extra fee added on. And we usually can get it
Okay.
at a cheaper rate. So they give us, say somebody did $1,000 thing somewhere, they'll give us $100, basically 10% commission. So no, we're not rich. And no, we don't get to go for free. And there's no reason to charge an upfront fee because everybody will get paid the same amount.
That's good to know. So there are travel agents out there that charge up front?
They do.
Wow. Wow.
And then
And
they get their commission on top of it. So,
yeah, double dipping. Yeah, that's not
right.
good.
And then I wouldn't do some of the online, and I won't mention any names, but the .coms, I
Mhm.
would not suggest using them. Most of them are foreign entities, and you cannot call them up
Oh,
and you will not get a live person. And if there's a mistake, good luck getting in touch with anybody or getting your money back. I've known several people that have done some of those .coms and ended up going to a destination and they thought their whole vacation was paid for. And they get there and the hotel does not have their reservation. Or if they do have their reservation, they'll say the .com never paid them and they're sold out and there's nothing they can do. They need to call their .com company and they'll never get in touch with them. So I end up getting a phone call in the middle of the night. Hey, we're stuck here. We're sorry we didn't book through you, but what can you do for us? All I can do for you on my end is book you something else, but I can't help you at all with making this resort take your reservation, have them let you stay there. I can't help you get your money back. That's why it's always good to book with somebody that you can actually talk to, even visit with. I work out of my house, but I meet a lot of clients either at my house or I'll meet them at Panera Bread, Starbucks, whatever makes them comfortable.
that's awesome. And you know, I actually have a story about winning a trip. I won a trip to the US Open in tennis because I'm a tennis player. And we get there to the Sheraton in Times Square. And there's actually two Sheratons right across the street from each other, which makes no sense to me. But anyway, we get there and it was a 2 day stay. So the plane fare was in 2 days. And they say, okay, you're good for one night. And I'm like, what do you mean we're good for one night? You know, I mean, it says I'm good for two. So they actually had to call the US Open and work it out with them because, you know, it was their mistake. But so I think what you do, verifying all the information and confirming everything with the customer, that's very, very important.
It is.
Yeah. So what motivates you? I mean, you've been doing this for a while, right? What motivates you to keep doing it?
I just love to help people. I have fun doing it. It's
Uh-huh.
very enjoyable. Um, it's kind of like a game for me. Yeah, it's kind of like a puzzle when somebody calls me and I'll ask them, that somebody can call and say they want to go to Mexico. Well, all right. Well, Mexico's a big place. Are you looking for
Yeah.
something romantic? Are you looking for something um, that's a party atmosphere? What do you want to do when you're there? And they kind of tell me, well, we'd like to do zip lining or we'd like to just relax. Well, it's putting a piece of a puzzle together. So I put their airfare, their transfers, their hotel. I find out, do you want ocean front, ocean view? Do you care? You want a suite? I ask all the questions, and then I do that, and then it gets to the excursions, and this is where we have fun because I've done a lot of them. I like to do the excursions. I like to zip line and things like that, and tube, and so all right. Well, do you want to? And I'll send them a list of excursions that they can do, and let them kind of pick. And I piece it together for them in the days, and I have their whole itinerary for them in one nice little package that they pay one price for. They're not going to this place and paying this price and this place and paying another price. It's
Sure.
all packaged up in one little nice price for them.
Oh, that's awesome. What would you recommend to someone who is just starting out or that wants to become a travel agent? What recommendations would you have for somebody like that?
I would recommend that they, first of all, find some place that they can get certified. And there's not a whole lot of places. I think they do have some online schools, but there aren't really a whole lot of technical schools anymore, especially in
Hmm.
Texas for that. And then I would suggest that they take training. There's a lot of webinars that are online once they get their certifications. They can
Mhm.
do the webinars and get out there and go visit the properties.
That sounds good. Sounds like good advice. So here's a more personal question. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
That I would be someone that any of my friends or acquaintances, clients could call me up, and if they're having a problem, that I'd be somebody that would be there for them. Whether it's to give them a hug, just to give them an ear, to let somebody cry on my shoulder, to pray with them, that I was
Sure.
always there for someone.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anything else that you would like to share with our audience about what you do or about yourself?
Well, I think if it was something that I got into this business because I love to travel and I like helping people, and
Hmm.
I'm always willing to give somebody a lending ear, a hand to help them. And I also, when I first got in the business, what motivated me kind of to get in the business was after I had left the airlines, people kept asking me to help them book things for them. And I thought, why not just start my own travel agency back up? Because I'd worked for a travel agency when I was in college.
Sure.
I just thought, I know how to do this. So let me just go ahead and do this as a career. And I love it. And even if I won the Mega Millions, which anybody would love to win the Mega Millions or Powerball, even if I won something like that and I could retire any day, I would not want to retire. I love my job. I like doing what I do. I like working. I like helping people. Like helping people plan their weddings and honeymoons, and they come back and they give me a call and oh, Desiree, this was just the best thing that we've ever done in our entire lives. And you made it just beautiful. And, just to hear things like that, it just gives me the joy to keep going.
That's awesome. Well, Desiree, thank you so much for spending time with us today. And we look forward to seeing you more often. And again, we appreciate your time. It sounds like you're doing a wonderful job and helping your customers and benefiting all those around you. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon.
You too.
Bye bye.